Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about some tips for incoming freshmen in high school, or if you've already started your freshman year, just tips that can help you to make sure the rest of your freshman year goes very smoothly. I just recently graduated high school. I'm about to start my freshman year in college, but these are just tips that I wish I knew 100% before I started. My first point is to join a sports team or join a club, so that way you can get to meet other people who have a same interest in you. If they're in the same club, that definitely means that they like something that you like, and you can definitely meet new friends throughout it. I did drama club at my school, and even though I was already friends with the majority of the people who were in it, I definitely made new friends throughout it just because that they had a common interest in me. If you're someone who definitely has some social problems where you're not very social with other people, joining clubs and a sports team can definitely help you make more friends, so you don't have to feel so alone and kind of like an outcast at school per se. Like, I don't want to say an outcast, but if you're just not good at it, it helps like you open up to more people because you all share a common interest in something. Tip number 2 is to get your work done early. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you procrastinate a lot, it's definitely going to come back and bite you right in your butt, because you're going to be staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning finishing a project or finishing an essay that's due that day because you pushed it off for so long. Especially if it's an essay and your teacher gives you 2 weeks to do it. If you finish it about a week before it's due, you can always go to your teacher and ask them to just look over what you wrote, so that way they can give you some tips on like what you should include, what you should take out, maybe some grammar tips if they're very like huge on grammar in essays. Not all teachers will 100% do this, but it never hurts to ask your teacher, and it definitely will help you go back and read and see where you did make mistakes, where you should have added something. Number 3 is to get into good study habits now while you can. If I guarantee middle school was like this for you, where you didn't really need to study for any tests because they were that simple, they were that easy. It was like more knowledge that if you just heard about it once, you would know it. But in high school, it's a little bit different. Tests get harder and harder as you go on. Freshman year, it's still pretty easy, but it's more, they're trying to transition you more into high school. But sophomore through senior year is definitely going to be a lot harder. If you start studying now, you definitely can find out what kind of studier you are. You can find out if you prefer flashcards, if you prefer writing everything down multiple times, if you prefer listening to things, if you prefer reading out loud. Freshman year is definitely a great year to experiment on what way works best for you, so that way it can help you, not only just for the rest of high school, but for definitely in college, when you're definitely gonna have a lot more studying to do. I know sometimes I was a forgetful person, and I would forget about an assignment, and it would be 9 o'clock at night, and I would remember I had to read a chapter and then answer like 2 questions about the chapter, and it was just annoying because I was like, I wasted all this time and now I have to do homework right before I go to bed, which isn't the best option. If you are a forgetful person, or you're afraid you're going to be that forgetful person, there's this app on the App Store called iHomework. It allows you to just enter your class times, enter your homework, enter your assignments, your projects, your readings, anything you need to get done. It definitely is a handy planner to have, and you know, with us always being on our phones, it's right here and there on your phone. I will admit it is $2, but if you're someone who is forgetful and needs to be reminded, the $2 is worth it, because it's better than getting a 0 and having your grades drop down, and getting a 0 is the worst thing on an assignment. So this is just the best thing for you guys to get if you are that forgetful person. Tip number 5 is to make sure you are staying focused. I know, especially once it hits that like May point and final exams are approaching, it's hard to stay focused because you're just thinking about summer break. Staying focused definitely is one that kind of leads towards more seniors, but staying focused just on for your exams, for tests, it helps you a lot. Just put your phone away, put your laptop away, stay away from anything that can distract you, and just study. Tip number 6 is to make friends with upperclassmen. I did this my freshman year, and it was such a great thing for me to do. I played softball, and I met 2 girls who were juniors, and they're now 2 of my really close friends I could lean on and rely on to help me with something if I needed help. Also with them helping you with a class you're taking, giving you hints about what the teacher that you're having likes and doesn't like if they had the teacher as well. It just helps you. Number 7 is, I know you're only a freshman and you're not thinking about it, but enjoy high school while you can, because I promise you it goes by fast. I just graduated high school and I still don't think I graduated high school, possibly also because college hasn't started, so it hasn't hit me, but I still feel like I'm only going to be like a sophomore in high school. It went by so fast. It did not feel like 4 years of my life just flew by. So make sure you're enjoying it. Tip number 8 is to challenge yourself in school. Make sure you try taking at least 1-2 honors classes. Don't be afraid to take a challenge. And just by challenging yourself, it helps you feel so much better at the end of the school year or the end of the semester, however long the class is. It makes you feel so much better about yourself because you did it, and you know, it just helps a lot by challenging yourself. So try to at least take 1 to 2 honors classes in your high school career. And if you're taking mostly honors, maybe try to take an AP class. Double challenge yourself. Tip number 9 is that yes, school will be stressful. I promise you, you're definitely going to experience some type of stress, whether it's just a project, a test, something. You're going to experience stress, but you can get through it. It's not going to be too much, but you will be able to get through it. It's going to be worth in the end. Just push through it and you'll be able to do it. My last tip is to make friends with your teachers. I know it kind of sounds weird, but I'm not saying it has to be the point where you're texting them about, you know, what you're doing right now, but just to the point where you're able to go to them if you need to talk to someone about something and just be comfortable around them, because it helps you a lot, especially in the future when it comes to getting teacher letters recommendations for college, because it's going to be more of a personal note than just them saying what they've seen in the classroom. It's going to be more about who you are as a person and what you like, and not just off of like the resume you wrote for them. It's also always good because you can always go to a teacher with like an essay or something and be like, can you look over the grammar for me, or just see if I'm missing anything maybe that I should include, especially if it's a huge essay. I remember my freshman year in Western Civ, we had a huge essay that was 8 pages long. It helped having someone going to them and asking, is there anything you think I should include? Should I take out any huge grammar mistakes that I'm missing? It just definitely helps you, and I ended up getting a really good grade on that because I went to a teacher and asked them. To all of the freshmen who are watching this, or even if you're in 8th grade just trying to already prepare for your freshman year, you guys will be fine, I promise you. It's gonna be a fun ride. High school will go by fast. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if any of these tips helped you. Also, comment down below any questions you have. I will try to answer them. And make sure you guys also subscribe to me so that way you can get notified when I upload a new video. And until next time, guys, peace out.
Only I can hit the ground.